Have you ever wondered if one type of hard drive with a certain type of technology is the same as another type of hard drive with another variant of hard drive technology? Or have you ever been wondering what an SSHD is? Parentheses, a solid state hard drive. Well, we're going to be covering in this video what the differences are between different varieties of hard drives which utilize different organizations for specific workloads, and we're going to be covering the advantages that certain types of drives have in certain applications over other types of drives, right after we roll out our short video intro segment. Okay, so let's start off with the first topic of this video, and that's going to be the concept that not all types of hard drives are created equal, and therefore they're not all exactly the same. So first of all, let's discuss the reality that not all hard drives are going to be the same, and that different types of HDDs are manufactured for certain optimized workloads / applications, such as being a desktop drive being in a server environment while exposed to high vibration which would be present, or in a video surveillance system where multiple drives are there and they are designed to effectively take video streams from many cameras and store them in a single unit. Usually servers for video storage have multiple drives, and they're still gonna need some vibration resistance, although sometimes that's not included. So make sure that the one you select for your video surveillance or NAS surveillance unit are going to have the vibration resistance you need. You could use video storage on a NAS drive, although the ones designed for video surveillance are going to be a little bit more efficient. So in comparison with a traditional desktop hard drive, the video surveillance units have a generally increased amount of speed when you are taking a lot of footage and immediately storing it, which is basically having the advantage of having a higher write speed. So the read speed could be a little bit lowered on, because usually what they're trying to focus on is getting it to have a high bandwidth for being written to by multiple camera units. So while it is a true statement that newer models of hard drives are improved when in comparison to their previous variants, hard drives are usually going to be optimized for a specific workload, as making one hard drive that's a compromise between efficiency and all possible workloads is not going to be the most optimal, and it would likely increase the cost of the drives, as you really don't want the same desktop hard drive to go in like an archive server, for example. Now let's explore common types / variants of hard disk drives. Hard drives, parentheses, the desktop models, are usually found in desktop systems and not in RAID setups because of their latency and error checking, as it could cause the RAID controller to drop the drive from the array as of being failed due to the error checking latency which is present with these drives, and are good for the most common usage, which is going to be for being placed within computer systems such as PCs, Macs, Linux systems with hard drives, etc. Now let's explore common types of hard disk drives. NAS-rated HDDs are usually used in single drive NAS servers, and the enterprise grade ones are more for web servers and higher volume needs. So what I mean by single drive NAS is that it's all under one unit, not literally that it's only a single drive. Usually they have multiple drives, although for higher needs you're going to want an enterprise grade drive because they are going to have higher tendencies to take larger volume needs. And these drives can be used in many different RAID configurations with RAID controllers without any problems, parentheses usually, and can withstand being in a position with having other spinning drives in a close proximity. Next topic is going to be common interfaces for connections with systems. There are many interfaces which hard drives and solid-state drives use in order to communicate with a computer system, although some of them are listed here. So that would be SATA, SCSI, and Parallel Advanced Technology Attachment, parentheses, PATA. These interfaces are usually connected to the motherboard in some type of configuration, parentheses, either with a RAID card controller port or directly into the motherboard. In order for the computer system to interface with the drive, they use these types of connection interfaces. So these are some of them which are listed, although there are a lot more types of interfaces, and some of them I've even seen that are proprietary, although that would be harder to find a replacement for as a general statement. Our next topic is going to be explaining SSHDs, or solid-state hard drives. SSHDs are similar to hard drives in almost every single aspect, except that they use SSD caching to improve write and read speeds for most commonly referred to programs and files such as commonly used games, and algorithms can detect what software you usually run and then add them to the SSD cache, or an SSHD can automatically do this basically in the background, or it can be set to do certain programs and files to be pulled from the cache manually through interface software. Make sure that you're going to get a drive that has a cache which is enough for your applications, because they sometimes come with a lower amount such as 8 or 16 gigs, which is okay for some users, although if you're going to be planning to put larger files such as an operating system such as Windows or larger programs and files, make sure to get a larger variant that has increased SSD cache to improve performance. SSHDs can kind of be described as being a hard drive and a solid-state drive in a hybrid unit. So there is special software which you can add programs and files onto the SSD partition, but there's usually a setting to have this done automatically. So the algorithm basically takes some time and looks over what you usually open, then saves that to the SSD cache. With this approach, even they're used in some lower end hard drives, is going to make it seem that your hard drive is not actually getting much slower, and it's actually increasing speed to some extent because the SSD caching is learning which programs you use most commonly. Thank you for watching. Well, I really think that all of the knowledge which we present on this channel does build off of each other. So I have made a previous video on this general subject of storage media, which is basically going through and comparing hard drives and solid state drives. So I highly advise that you go back and watch that video to get an increased understanding of this general topic. Although I would like to take the time to thank everyone watching this video for taking the investment into learning generally more towards computer hard drives. Please make sure that you have subscribed to this channel, Boom Web Search, if you have not done so already, and have your bell notifications turned on to prevent missing any of our future content uploads. The bell icon only appears to the right of the subscribe button, only after having that selected beforehand. If you have any future video suggestions pertaining to the subjects of computer hardware, computer software, technology, topics explained, how technology works, or basically anything tech related, then please let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next content upload. Bye!